Wanted to go over more of this test that I'm doing with all the different paint protection films, and going to get more into the technical aspect of everything, and have a lot of questions, and so have some answers for you. The first one we're going to talk about is Lumar. It's made by Eastman Chemical, and Lumar and Suntech, they're the same product, just marketed under a different brand. 7.5 mil thick. This is information from their website that's provided to the public, breaks down the different thicknesses of the liner, the adhesive, the urethane, the clear coat, etc., and has a 10-year limited warranty. And it is, as I said, advertised self-healing. $4.51 per square foot is what the installer cost is. Middle of the road as far as that goes. They do have a cut program. I do not know what it costs. I couldn't find an answer on that. I couldn't have anyone give me an answer for it. It is a urethane and acrylic polymer as opposed to a TPU, which is what the others are. So it's a little different material. Greater than 400% elongation, so you can stretch it pretty good. Tensile strength 5,000 psi, extremely high. Made in USA and has a 1-year shelf life. So another thing to compare to here is how, again, this is subjective, how this compares to the others. The self-healing, it was the worst of the 8. However, it did self-heal though. It's the least clear and middle of the road for cost. Thickness, it's on the thinner side. Hydrophobics, it's on the lower side of things. The adhesive is middle of the road to on the easy side, not extremely strong compared to such as like Expel. Now we're on to S-Tech, and they have corrected me. It's not STEC, it's S-Tech, and it was originally shown as 5.9 mil, and this is a Facebook screenshot here. The person that had corrected me here is Howard Goldberg, and he's actually inside sales for S-Tech, and he said that it is 7.9 to 8 mil, so I'm just going to call it 8 mil, and that's what we're going to roll with for the thickness of this. So their film data sheet talks about it's extremely hydrophobic, self-healing from minor scratching, anti-contaminant, non-yellowing. That will be interesting, non-yellowing. So they break it down here. It's a TPU based film, and again, you can see the urethane film thickness 150 microns plus or minus 3, and that's where I got that information. So they said that they are going to update that, but I think that's just the film. That's not the adhesive layer as well. So as far as cost, it's kind of middle to upper compared to the others. They do not have a program for cutting, and 10-year warranty as with some of the others. And it is a polycaprylloacetone based film, TPU. And so I took that straight off their website. I'm not sure what the difference is other than the base material is TPU. So it has good elongation, 450%, 6,500 psi tensile strength, and gloss value greater than 80%. Made in South Korea. The TPU is made in USA. Same with the others, 1-year shelf life. And so let's get to the comparison here. Middle of the road for self-healing. The observed clarity, middle of the road. The cost, also kind of in the middle. The thickness, actually I need to change that, don't I? Thickest to thinnest. So let's see where that would stand. Well, I'll have to come back to that. Expel Ultimate Plus. So we're at 7.6 mil for the thickness, $4.75 square foot. It's on the higher end. They have DAP, Design Access Programs, $300 a month. And if you don't use their film, it's $1 a square foot on top of that to cut. So quite expensive. I live in Texas, so I actually have sales tax on top of that. So 10 years, not advertised as hydrophobic, and they have an aliphatic polyurethane as opposed to a TPU based material. 3 years, 3 layers, and tensile strength kind of in the middle, gloss value greater than 96%. Made in USA adhesive. The film is made in USA. The adhesive is from overseas. So into the comparison, self-healing on the lower end. The clarity is on the lower end. It is very orange peely compared to some of the others. It does have good depth, but we're gonna add to this here. So observed self-healing, best to worst. Observed clarity will be best to worst. Let's change that. There we go. And thickness. Oh, observed clarity when new. Sorry. Because that may or may not change. Cost, least to most. So it's almost the most expensive. Thickness, middle of the road. Hydrophobics at 1 month. So we'll do best to worst. Let's change that. And it has by far the strongest adhesive compared to these others. Very, very strong adhesive. You can get it to stick to stuff that you couldn't with some of these other films. So this is their technical data sheet for Ultimate Plus, not Ultimate Plus 10, some of their other films that they have. This is a specific film. And how they tested it, that they use ASTM and SAE methods for testing, which is good. It's a known standard. You can put ASTM D38 and you know exactly what kind of test that was. Next up, we have 3M Scotchgard Pro V4. So 3M's kind of one of the innovators in the industry. This is the version 4 of their Pro PPF. Some of the earlier ones were known for some cracking and yellowing issues, but that's, again, part of how this industry evolves and changes. It is advertised as self-healing. It is on the higher end of things. I believe it's the second most expensive film here that we've compared. They do have a cutting program. It's free with the film. Some of the older patterns aren't that great in our experience. We've used it, and some of the newer ones are much better. But if you're cutting a 10-year-old car, it's not going to be spot on. You may have to make some adjustments. So it's not advertised as hydrophobic. It's a polyurethane material instead of a TPU. And again, 3 layers. 250% elongation is what was advertised. 2320 psi tensile strength, and no gloss value. Made in USA, 1 year advertised shelf life. Comparison to the others, they are a kind of on the worst end for self-healing. Clarity, middle to lower part of the pack. Cost, they are the second most expensive in this test. That's our installer cost. Thickness, they are the second thickest out of the group. Hydrophobics, last place. It's not advertised as a hydrophobic film, so it's not hydrophobic. Adhesive strength, kind of middle of the road. And so here is their technical data sheet. Data, whatever you want to call it. It's from August 2017. That's the most recent one that I could find that was available online. And so it says it's flexible, easy to install, low orange peel, and optimal clarity, and so on. So prevents stone chips, scratches, bug damage, tar, stains, automotive fluid stains. I like that idea. Maybe we can do some gasoline kind of torture test, see if that that'll do anything, or carb cleaner, or I don't know. We'll see. So they show that the different layers, and that's where they show the thickness. 6 mil base film with the adhesive 8 mil, so that makes the adhesive 2 mil thick. And so those are just part numbers and what. Next up is Flexi Shield WSH self-healing film. It is 7.5 mil thick. So again, kind of on the mid pack, I believe, or no, let's see, it's kind of on the lower end, I suppose. It is the cheapest film here, $3.60 a square foot. Just barely beats out Hexis Body Fence. So you can see it's $900 for a 5-foot roll. They have a program called Wrap, and it's free with the film. It is getting better. They had a limited access, limited number of patterns early on. It's getting better. The fitment is spot on. The material is TPU, 350% elongation. Some of this other stuff not advertised. Primarily made in the US. 1 year shelf life, and here we go. Self-healing, middle of the road, clarity. Before we had Hexis, this was the clearest film. Hexis appears to be just a slight edge to Flexi Shield as far as the clarity goes, and that may be because it's a thinner film. Don't know. Cost, it is the least expensive. Thickness, right in the middle, and hydrophobics, it is the second best. The weakness of Flexi Shield, it is the weakest adhesive of all of them. So here's their specifications. So we're looking at WSH here on the left side, 7.5 mil total thickness. Their TPU is 6, the adhesive is 1, and the top coating is half a mil. After 3,000 hours, it only yellowed less than 1.2%. Gloss level greater than 78 gloss units. Chip resistance on a gravel-o-meter, no damage to the paint. And I believe that's all here. Now we are on to Ceramic Pro Kavaka. And so this is by far the most expensive at nearly $6 a square foot. The one thing that I ran into here is that the warranty, I couldn't find an exact warranty. I found 12 years, I found limited lifetime, found 3 to 5 years. There's different data sheets on this. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I couldn't get an answer from anybody, so I just put all of them that I found there. So you make the decision on what the warranty is, and I'll show you in a minute why that's the case. So they do not have a cut program, but it's planned, and it is hydrophobic. It's very hydrophobic, as you saw in the first test. It's a TPU based material, and some of the other stuff here not advertised. Primarily made in China and South Korea. 1 year shelf life. If you compare to the others, Observe Self-Healing, it is by far the best self-healing, instant self-healing. We were impressed. Clarity, not the clearest, but kind of middle of the road. And as far as cost goes, we know it's the most expensive. So you want great self-healing, it's going to cost you. You want thickest, it's going to cost you. So thickest doesn't always mean most durable, but most of the time it does. Hydrophobics, it's in the middle, and adhesive strength from our example, our sample that we were sent, middle of the road. So this is their website, and it's advertised as instant healing paint protection film, super hydrophobic, non-yellowing, no orange peel. Kavaka means armor. It means something else as well, is my understanding from other languages. We won't get into that, but let's just say it means armor. It's an aliphatic polyurethane film. can be installed on top of existing Ceramic Pro coatings. I'd be interested to see how that goes, because usually you'd have adhesive issues on top of ceramic coatings from our experience. So here's more of the website that they have. So here's some of the forms, the data that I had seen. This is one from Korea, a test, and Kavaka Instant Healing, and their test method. It's not a ASTM or anything like that, but looks like they used a 6500 watt xenon arc light on it, and don't really know much past that. Here's their information, shows a cap sheet, and we're not including the cap sheet or the liner in the total thickness. Talks about wanting to use an installation gel. We did not use installation gel for installing this, but it says it prevents fingerprints, holographic effects, and glue marks. No orange peel or glue marks with the PPF installation gel. We used a standard soap and water install, but we did not have any install issues. No glue marks, no lift lines, anything like that. Here's where it says outdoor lifetime, 3 to 5 years. Does that mean that's the warranty? We've seen other places where it says 12 years, other places where it says lifetime. So this is instructions on how to install it. And this, I believe, we found from Ireland, Northern Ireland. Here's the safety data sheet from 2019. Ceramic coated PPF is what they call it on this one. Nanoshine Group, which they're the owner. Yeah, this one is from Northern Ireland. Call your general practitioner. This is more of the safety stuff. I guess doesn't have any other info here that we need. Let's see if we got any other info. Here we go. Physical properties. Has a specially odor. Yeah, that's not getting us any other info in that instance. So, okay, let's get on to the next one. Second to last, we have Premium Shield Elite Self-Healing, and it is a 7.6 mil thick film, also advertised as self-healing. $4.10 per square foot, so it's on the lower end of the spectrum as far as cost. They have a Premium Shield Cut Studio PS2 for their programs, $300 one-time fee. Warranty, limited lifetime. It is not advertised as hydrophobic. The aliphatic polyurethane, so similar to a TPU but slightly different, and primarily made in the US. Comparison, self-healing, it is third best, but also it's along the line of Hexis and Ceramic Pro, where it's nearly instant healing. The observed clarity, it's one of the better films as far as the clarity, one of the cheaper films, and middle of the road for hydrophobics, which, you have to put a number on it. It's not advertised as hydrophobic, but it seems slightly. The adhesive's kind of middle of the road as well. So let's see, let's go to another one here. This is their website, and so you can, let's see, you get more info on it here. This is where I pulled some of the info for the technical stuff. Product thickness, peel strength, shear strength, tensile strength, elongation, and the gravelometer pass. No ruptures. That's all it said. I'd be interested to look at that test and see what happens, how they do that. Outdoor weathering, 24 months pass. No significant change in gloss, adhesion, or glazing. So we will definitely put that to the test. And finally, Hexis body fence. So when I posted the first video, I had made the mention that I've contacted Hexis before and they didn't respond. So when I posted the video, they did respond and sent me some film. And so I've been talking to their representative about the information on this. So they are 30 days behind on the test for everything else. It is the thinnest film, and this may be the same as S-Tech, where it's 6.1 mil, but it may not include the adhesive. But I'm going on what was publicly available. It is the second cheapest film. They have a 66-foot roll as opposed to a 50-foot roll, so the cost per square foot is low, but the initial price is higher. Hexis design software, it's a work in progress, not currently available, so I don't know the price. Warranty 7 to 10 years is what the rep had told me. Advertised as hydrophobic. TPU is the material. Some of the gloss values, everything not advertised. This film is made in France. It's boxed in France. Adhesive made in France. Everything made there and sent to the US. How does it compare? Self-healing, second best. Very good as far as that goes. Observed clarity, it is the clearest. FlexiShield and Hexis had kind of made a judgment call, and Hexis appears to be just a slight edge to FlexiShield. Second cheapest, it is the thinnest, and hydrophobics, it's in the top of the pack. Adhesive strength seems to be middle of the road just from our limited experience there. So we'll go to the technical data sheet. Man, I cannot talk right now. Adhesive coated film specially developed for protecting bodywork. Excellent shock absorbing properties caused by stones, insects, car doors, washing brushes, and etc. So we will put that to the test for sure. We'll take this through an automatic car wash or do something. They have their own testing standard here, so I'm not going to really hold that to compare to some of the others. So peel strength test and initial tack release. The adhesive is called a solvent-based acrylic. Immediate and permanent adhesion, optimal after 24 hours. So yeah, that gets into more of the stuff that's kind of above my head. So that should about wrap things up. I'll have more to come here shortly, but I wanted to thank Hexis for sending me out a sample of their product so I could include it in this test. That way it's a much more fair test having all the big players in it. So please comment below, like this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.